So What Culture wanted me to be on this show that they were doing. And I go on What Culture's YouTube channel, and they uploaded one of the wrestlers' entrance songs, and it got like 100,000 hits in a few days. And I was like, what? Like on every other promotion, they would get like 1,000 or 2,000. I was like, okay, something's going on here. So I actually just messaged them and says, look, do you want me to come down and film some promos? And they were like, oh, well, I know you live far away. I was like, no, I'm in town. And I wasn't in town. But they were like, yeah, okay, come in then. So I went in and did promos. And then they were like, well, we can only film stuff with you and the other local guys. So I guess you guys are the main event. So I became like What Culture's top babyface, like just because I went down to offer and do promos. And a lot of people at the time were like, how did he get that spot? And it's like, it didn't just happen. Like I was like, I put myself in that position, And then so something really crazy happened after that. In 2015, someone tagged me and said, who's your dream match? And I said, Kurt Angle, and I tagged him. So Kurt Angle DMs me and he goes, look, I know who you are. You're not ready for it yet, but maybe one day we'll wrestle. And I'm just thinking, oh my God. So we chat back and forth a little bit. It's left for a long time. ICW booked Kurt Angle to face Joe Coffey, right? But I said to ICW, why don't you make me versus Coffey to see who faces Angle, because I'm now doing amateur wrestling. They might think it's me. So Kurt DMs me and says, oh, that's cool that we're going to be wrestling at the Hydro. And I had to go, Kurt, it's not me. It's actually someone else that you're wrestling. And I'd heard through the grapevine What Culture tried to book Kurt, but he said no. And then I thought, wait a second. And I went, Kurt, if I could get a financier to do the match, would you do it? And he went, this is what I need, business class flight or whatever what it was. And I thought, to hell with it, you only live once. And I actually marched into the What Culture office, and these guys are multi-millionaires. And I went, okay, I demanded a meeting with them, and I went, did you try to book Kurt Angle? And they went, yeah. And I was like, what did he say? And they went, oh, he said no. And I went, I can get Kurt Angle. But if I can get Kurt Angle, I wrestle him, and I'm now the top guy. Deal? And they were like, all right. And then we shook hands on it. And then because of that, I got to wrestle Kurt Angle on a pay-per-view with Jim Ross and Jim Cornette commentating when I had started training in 2013, and this was 2016. So as you can imagine, my face was just exploding with pressure. Like I'd asked for it and I got it. And I'd say that match with Kurt was the one that made me realize like, oh, I need to really up my game here and get better. And, but it was an amazing experience. Kurt was the man. He was awesome. And that I learned what intensity was in ring that day. Yeah. Like when I was wrestling Kurt, I'm being absolutely serious when I say this, I forgot it was a work, genuinely. In the best possible way. Like everything was totally safe and everything, but just I believed it. You know how Stone Cold says he has to believe everything he's doing? I legitimately believed it, what was happening in that moment. It was one of the best nights of my life.